You recognize this? Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa taking on Apollo Creed. Carl Weathers in Rocky 1, one of the greatest movies of all time. That rags to riches story, right? The Italian stallion plucked out of obscurity. He gets the big fight. Now he loses. Not to give it away, it's 50 years old, that's okay. He loses. But then there's Rocky 2. And what happens in Rocky 2? Do you remember? He works with Mick. And he changes his game. He goes from southpaw to fighting right-handed, and then he goes back to southpaw at the last minute. It totally works. It confuses Apollo Creed. Last night, I saw indications that Donald Trump might be following a similar playbook. Yes, and I call it Trump 2. We're watching history before our eyes. I mean, a former president running for president. I think TR did it, maybe Grover Cleveland. Last night was history, and if you're watching closely, and if you've been watching closely, Donald Trump changed his approach, changed his style, a couple of tweaks. It's still Donald Trump, but he changed his game, and I think he made it better. Couple of improvements can still be made. I'll get to that in a little bit, but I saw a president who was controlled, organized. His argument was very logical. He toned down the energy just a bit, and I think it actually exposed the substance in a very positive way. He wasn't screaming as much, and we could focus on the ideas a little bit better. Very substantive, in fact, far more substantive than anything Joe Biden tries. Look at all the topics that he tackled. I mean, on and on and on. They give Donald Trump a hard time, but I'll tell you this, he is a candidate of ideas, serious ideas. Whereas when Joe Biden announced for the presidency, he had a 2-minute video on YouTube. He talked about these 4 things: equality, Charlottesville, white supremacy, and of course, Trump. And then the fake news, well, did all the work from there. But back to what Donald Trump did, I thought it was really, really special. A couple of things he can work on. Hey, he called for the help of his friends. I consider myself a friend, and I'm here to help. But first, I picked about 2 minutes here, and I think this kind of encapsulates a lot, the whole thing, in 2 minutes. Take a look.
Together, we will be taking on the most corrupt forces and entrenched interests imaginable. Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a task for a great movement that embodies the courage, confidence, and the spirit of the American people. This is a job for tens of millions of proud people working together from all across the land and from all walks of life, young and old, black and white, Hispanic and Asian, many of whom we have brought together for the very, very first time. This is a party that has become much bigger, much stronger, much more powerful, can do much more good for our country. This is a job for grandmothers and construction workers, firefighters, builders, teachers, doctors, and farmers who cannot stay quiet any longer. You can't stay quiet any longer. You're angry about what's happening to our country. Our country is being destroyed before your very eyes. It's a job for every aspiring young person and every hard-working parent, for every entrepreneur and underappreciated police officer who is ready to shout for safety in America. The police are being treated so badly. These are great people. They can straighten out the crime. They're the ones that know how to do it. We have to give them back their respect and their dignity. But just as I promised in 2016, I am your voice. I am your voice. The Washington establishment wants to silence us, but we will not let them do that. What we have built together over the past 6 years is the greatest movement in history because it is not about politics. It's about our love for this great country, America, and we're not going to let it fail. I am running because I believe the world has not yet seen the true glory of what this nation can be. We have not reached that pinnacle, believe it or not. In fact, we can go very far. We're going to have to go far. First, we have to get out of this ditch. And once we're out, you'll see things that nobody imagined for any country. It's called the United States of America, and it's an incredible place.
Pitch perfect, pitch perfect. And when you have big accomplishments, real accomplishments to your credit, you don't have to shout. You don't have to yell and scream. And that's one of the differences that I'm seeing. You know, most politicians, when they get up there and they rattle off these ideas, we know they're just daydreaming. You know, they're just hoping for the best, and most of them are not going to make good on it. Something else that I saw last night, you know, he was speaking in a closed room, and for the past, 2 years, we've been seeing him in big rallies, right, outside with a lot of people there. And I like those rallies. I enjoy them. But if you compare Donald Trump from last night, the way he is at a normal rally, far more, not subdued, that's not the right word, but kind of focused. Focused, I think, might be the better word. You know, when you have a lot of people and they're in front of you, I think Donald Trump has this tendency he wants to entertain them. It's not just the TV audience, it's the people right in front of you, and he has the added burden, I think, of trying to entertain them. Taking him out of the rally may help a lot. We're still going to have him, of course, but anyway, just an observation. I do have a suggestion coming his way in just a moment, but first, man, he could really talk about real accomplishments, and this is my favorite.
The vicious ISIS caliphate, which no president was able to conquer, was decimated by me and our great warriors in less than 3 weeks, and al-Baghdadi, its founder, was hunted down and killed.
Right? Nobody hears from ISIS anymore for a long time, right? Totally abolished by Donald Trump. And he said he would do that the first time he announced for president.
Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump. Nobody. I will find within our military, I will find the General Patton, or I will find General MacArthur. I will find the right guy. I will find the guy that's going to take that military and make it really work. Nobody will be pushing us around.
All right, huh? Totally delivered. Totally nailed it. And we should have confidence in him that he can do it again. That was something else. Very few people can point to an accomplishment like that. That helped all of us. That helped everybody. Now, did you notice this? When he called on, well, he wants something from us.
I am asking for your vote. I am asking for your support. And I am asking for your friendship and your prayers of this very incredible but dangerous journey. If our movement remains united and confident, then we will shatter the forces of tyranny and we will unleash the glories of liberty for ourselves and for our children and for generations yet to come.
You hear that? Friendship. He wants our friendship. He's asking for our friendship. And friends can give it to our friends straight. So I think he's terrific. Style and substance. I'm glad that he's modifying his game. Back to the Rocky situation, okay? Rocky 1, great movie. He loses the fight. Then Rocky 2 rolls around. He's got to get back in the ring. He's got to earn a living, right? And Apollo Creed is desperate to fight Rocky. So what happens? He reunites with Mickey, and Mickey tells him, you're going to get crushed if you do this the same way you did the first time around. So they're reviewing tape, and Mickey comes up with a very interesting strategy.
Now look, to pull this miracle off, you gotta change everything. You gotta learn to be a right-handed fighter. Now this will confuse Apollo, and it'll protect that bad eye.
No, I can't learn how to fight right-handed no more.
What's can't? There ain't no can'ts. There's no can'ts. Now he will beat you uglier than you are now. Now listen, you start fighting right-handed, and then you change sudden, and that'll make history.
You get that? I love it. Go from southpaw to right-handed, back to southpaw. Trump is already changing the game a little bit. And here's something that I don't know if anyone's told him. Last night was terrific. I'm sure he's gotten wind by now that it might have been a little bit too long. Here's how to shorten it. Some of those little tidbits, some of those anecdotes. They're very entertaining, but times have changed. People were in a rush. He's got to cool it a little bit when it comes to these little asides, however interesting and colorful they are. Take a look.
And I said, I don't like that timing. And I was with President Xi, who's now president for life. I call him king. He said, no, I'm not the king. I said, yes, you are the king. You're president for life. It's the same thing. But I said, President, you can't do these things. Germany tried it. They were up for about a year. Remember I sent to Angela. Remember Angela? Do you remember Angela? Nobody's remembering her now. Angela Merkel, I sent her a white flag of surrender. But one of the reasons we had so much success at the border was because of the fact that two things. We got Mexico to give us free of charge 28,000 soldiers. That helps. And President of Mexico is a great gentleman, by the way. Socialist, but that's okay. He can't have everything. But he's a great man and a great friend of mine. But 28,000 soldiers while we were building the wall.
All right, so he goes off script and he tells these little stories. They take up time. Everybody's attention span has been reduced over the past several years. And a lot of these stories we have heard before. Some we haven't. They're amusing, but they take up too much time. If he gets rid of them, he reduces the speech by what, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I think it's more powerful. All right, to make the point, I'm going to drive it home one more time. Seriously, wouldn't it have been better if that speech was a half hour and we missed moments like this?
These are gang members that will kill, and they like using knives because a knife is more painful than a gun. You've read the stories, MS-13. These are savages. They say, oh, please don't use that name. They're people. No, they're not. These are savages. It's the only way. We don't need any more blue ribbon committees. We don't need, I don't like to say this, and I don't even know if the American public is ready for it. And Al Capone, you all heard of the great gangster? Al Capone got far less. Billy the Kid got almost none. Jesse James, no. Eric Trump got more subpoenas. He's a PhD in subpoenas. They come from Congress.
I love it, but not anymore. Not for a while, okay? He can still make those asides. He does it at times, just makes it real quick and then moves on, makes a point, tells a little joke, and then moves on. This was good.
We will bring our supply chains, which are a disaster right now. You can't get anything, and good luck getting a turkey for Thanksgiving. Number one, you won't get it, and if you do, you're going to pay 3 to 4 times more than you paid last year. But we will bring our supply chains and manufacturing base back home.
See that? Said the thing about the turkey real quick. It worked, back on message. So he's come a long way. It's not 2015 anymore. He doesn't have to be over-the-top outrageous. He already commands the nation's, the world's attention just by being him, just by being the person, the president who accomplished everything he accomplished.